So, today we're going to do something pretty incredible. We are going to take an idea, just a thought, and turn it into a real native iOS app that you could actually find on the App Store. And the best part, we're going to do it all without writing a single line of code.
You know that feeling, right? You're going about your day and then boom, you get a flash of inspiration, a great idea for an app, maybe a little tool, a simple game, something that would just make life a little bit easier.
And then, for almost all of us, that's where it dies, right? The thought of learning to code, it feels like this giant mountain you have to climb. It just seems impossible. Well, what if I told you it's not anymore?
Okay, so here is our game plan. First, we'll go over the no-code toolkit you'll need. Then we'll walk through it phase by phase, building the app, making it native for iOS, and then the final push to the App Store. And we'll wrap up with what this all means for the future. All right, let's kick things off with your no-code app toolkit. These are the modern tools that actually make all of this possible.
And the best part is how simple this stack is. You've really only got three key pieces. First, there's Base44. That's the AI that's going to build the app for us. Then you've got Despia Native, which is the tool that wraps it all up for the App Store. And finally, you just need an Apple developer account, which is basically your ticket to get into the store. That's it. Three things.
So let's dive into Base44 first. Seriously, think of this thing as your AI co-founder. You just tell it what you want, in plain English, and it actually builds a working web app for you. I'm talking front-end, back-end, the whole deal. This is where the magic really starts.
Okay, next we have Despia Native. This is the essential bridge. It takes that awesome web app we just made and, well, it wraps it up in a native iOS package. This makes it feel like a real iPhone app. Plus, it handles all the technical and, frankly, super annoying parts of uploading it to Apple for you.
Okay, we've got our tools. Let's get into phase one and actually build this thing. We're going from a simple text prompt to a working application.
You're going to love how simple this is. First, you just need to know what you want to build. Let's say a simple daily habit tracker. Step 2, you go into Base44 and just write it out. A prompt like, build me a habit tracker where I can add habits and track my streaks. The AI does the heavy lifting. Then you just test it out, make sure it works. For our little habit tracker, we'd probably want all the data to stay on the phone, so we could even add another little prompt like, hey, remove the login system, and boom, it's done. So we have a working web app. That's awesome. Now for phase 2, where we give it its passport to the iOS world and connect it to Apple's ecosystem. This part is really just about connecting a few things. You hop into Despia, paste in the URL of the web app you made, and upload your app icon in a splash screen. Easy. Then you connect Despia to your Apple developer account with a few IDs and an API key. The last big step here is to go into App Store Connect to create an entry for your app. That gives you an Apple ID, which you just copy and paste right back into Despia. That's the handshake that links everything together. Okay, so the next part can sound a little intimidating, but trust me, it's not. We just need to give our app an official, unique identity so Apple knows what it is. So you'll pop over to the Apple developer website and create something called a bundle ID. It's just a unique name for your app, usually in a reverse website format, like com.yourname.habittrack. It's basically its official government name. Then you just flip a few switches to turn on features you might need, like push notifications, and make sure they're all connected to that main bundle ID. Okay, I'm going to say this once because it is so important. This is the one place where things can go wrong. You have to double check that every single ID you created in the Apple portal matches exactly what's in Despia. A single typo here will break the whole thing. So check it, then check it again. But once you've confirmed that everything lines up perfectly, this is the moment you've been waiting for. You go back to Despia, you take a deep breath, and you click Publish Project. And just like that, Despia packages up your app and uploads it straight to Apple. Your app is now officially in their system. How cool is that? We are in the home stretch now. The technical part is done. Phase 3 is the final mile, getting your apps page on the App Store ready for the world. Think of this as dressing the window for your shop. In App Store Connect, you'll upload some screenshots, write a nice little description to tell people what your app does, and pick some keywords so they can find it in a search. You'll also fill in some basic stuff like the version number and a copyright. Oh, and a quick heads up. This one's a non-negotiable. Apple requires a privacy policy for every app. Yeah, even our super simple one. But don't sweat it. There are tons of free privacy policy generators online that will whip one up for you in about 2 minutes. All right, this is it, the final checklist before launch. You'll set your pricing, let's just say it's free and available worldwide. You'll answer a quick questionnaire for the age reading, link to that privacy policy we just talked about, and then you'll select the build, the one Despia uploaded for you. And then comes the best part, hitting that big Submit for Review button.
So there you have it. We went from just a simple idea typed into a box all the way to an app submitted to Apple. Let's take a second and just think about what that means for what's next.
You know, the big takeaway here is pretty huge. That giant wall that used to exist between a person with a great idea and a finished app, that wall of code, it's basically gone. Creating an app isn't just for coders anymore. It's for creators.
Look, the tools we talked about today, they're real, and they're here right now. The whole process is laid out. The only missing piece of the puzzle is your idea. So really, the only question left is, what will you build?